Hey there, awesome folks. This is Mentor Shelley, wanting to make sure that you become a better version of yourself professionally. Guys, I can't believe what I am hearing on these internet streets today. Um, if you can believe it, y'all, I'm hearing and I'm looking at right now the fact that Don Lemon and Tucker Carlson have been terminated, whether it's voluntary or not, on the same day. Now, I have some questions. And of course, as the days and weeks go by, this, from what I understand, so both of these happened today. Both Don Lemon and Tucker Carlson, from what I understand, Tucker Carlson parted ways with Fox News, and Don Lemon was involuntarily terminated based on what is being said. Now, let's take a look and see what is being reported. Let's see here. And I don't want you guys to take my word for it. Go ahead and listen for yourselves. If you can't hear it, let me guys let me know. Please put a 1 in the comments if you are able to hear the video. If not, put a 0 in the comments.
Another popular host is leaving the network. Don Lemon has just announced he's been fired from CNN. The news comes after Variety published a story earlier this month on allegations that he mistreated his female colleagues over the course of his career there. And earlier this year, he faced backlash over widely criticized comments he made on air. CNN CEO confirmed Lemon and the network have parted ways. He's been with CNN for 17 years.
Wow. Well, there you have it, folks. In a nutshell, he has been terminated from CNN.
Colby, as I'm listening to you talk, I'm looking at our feed here internally, and Don Lemon.
Let's put that on pause for a second. So that is the report about Mr. Don Lemon. Now, we're going to discuss what they said as far as why he was terminated. But let's jump in on what they said about Mr. Tucker Carlson. Let's take a look at that, folks. Let's see here. I'm going to give you my personal opinion on both of them, but let's hear this initially, okay?
Media story, big political story. Fox News announcing in the last hour, Tucker Carlson is out, effective immediately. Fox releasing a statement reading in part that Fox News Media and Tucker Carlson have agreed to part ways. We thank him for his service to the network as a host and prior to that as a contributor. Mr. Carlson's last program was Friday, April 21st. Carlson and some of his fellow Fox hosts, of course, had come under incredible scrutiny in recent weeks, all ahead of Fox Corp's $757 million settlement with Dominion Voting Systems.
Yikes.
For a lot of what they had said on the air, which contradicted, according to texts and emails, with what they were saying privately about Trump and the big lie of the re-election. The 2020 election, announced moments before a trial that would have potentially had Carlson, Rupert Murdoch, Sean Hannity, and others taking the witness stand. Of all of those, of course, Tucker Carlson was the big moneymaker, the huge ratings chief of Fox News. NBCNews.com senior reporter Jane Tim joins me now. And Jane,
we're going to stop right there. Folks, at the end of the day, this is huge. First of all, I would have never expected, go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe. I would have never expected not one, but both of them to get terminated, and to get terminated on the same day. However, let's take a look at why they basically said they were terminated. As far as Don Lemon is concerned, they were saying that he has been having issues with female co-workers, and as you guys know, female co-workers are a protected class. And apparently there's been documentation and they've been addressing it. I would hope they would have been addressing it for a particular period of time. They used that as part of the reason he was terminated, along with some other internal personnel issues. Guys, I want you to be aware that whenever you are terminated, they're not just going to terminate. They can terminate you for, if you're in an at-will state, they can terminate you for cause, whatever they feel like the cause is. So let's be clear about that. So of course, guys, you want to make sure that if you find yourself in this position, and we're going to talk about all of that in a second, but they specifically stated that plus some other things for terminating an employee that has been with the organization for 17 years. That is Mr. Don Lemon. He was with CNN for 17 years, had his own show, or had a show with another correspondent, another male correspondent. Then recently got switched over to the correspondent with the two ladies, which apparently there were a lot of personal issues there. So that was part of what was given for the reason to terminate Mr. Don Lemon. Now, Mr. Tucker Carlson, it stated that he made the choice to part ways. It was either they're going to terminate him or he chose to part ways, because that multi-million-dollar lawsuit that the voting systems filed against Fox News, they chose to settle because I am absolutely positively sure they had enough evidence to for Fox to back down and settle for hundreds of millions of dollars. So when I tell you this is all happening on the same day, it just seems very uncanny. So that's pretty much what my question number one is. What do we know? What could have contributed to the termination? Can you say lawsuit? Lawsuit for Mr. Go ahead and put that was the first question. What do we know? What could have contributed? In Don Lemon's case, it was internal and personnel issues, along with some other issues. He's outspoken, and of course, in certain establishments, that's frowned upon. I don't want to, of course, bring up the fact. I don't think. Well, I really don't know if, to be honest with you, if his protected class was also under scrutiny, but I don't think that was a contributing factor, or at least it wasn't mentioned in the reason that he was terminated. I'm sure as the weeks come on, as the weeks go, or as the weeks prolong, we will find out more about why. And that will, some of it will be published, some of it we will never know. As far as Tucker Carlson is concerned, what he represents and his stance, especially in January 6th uprising and all of he wasn't directly he wasn't directly involved in the lawsuit, but because a lot of his commentary contributed to why that lawsuit became as big as it did, and the fact oh, okay. Oh, okay. Hello. Darky Fairy Tales. What was it that Tucker reportedly wasn't let go because of the Dominion lawsuit? Okay. Reports came out that his Jewish producers sued Fox for discrimination. Well, listen, as the weeks progress, we are going to find out more. Keep in mind, all of this went down today, but I appreciate you letting us know, providing some more insight in regards to what is going on with these terminations. Oh my goodness. And listen, anything is possible when it comes to terminations. As an HR professional, you guys know for sure that when it comes to terminations, they may be giving you the PR term for what happened, but behind the scenes, there's going to be the real documentation. Some of that stuff will be published, some of it will not. Now, my question number 2 that I have for this whole situation is, do you guys really think it is a coincidence that both of these men are being terminated on the same day, or parting ways on the same day? Keep in mind, it didn't say that Tucker Carlson was terminated. It said he decided to part ways. So it was it may have something to do with the lawsuit. It may not. It may be adjacent. It may be something else. I'm sure once all of the reporting gets out there, we will find out more. And I am going to do a follow-up on this. Because I'm just looking at the whole thing. Just looking at it from a grand scheme of things, Do you think it's a coincidence that both of these men were terminated or parted ways on the same day? I think not. I think there's a bigger thing playing here. Anything that you guys would suggest? I would want to welcome definitely. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys have any contributing factors that could determine what it is that could have caused both of these things to be happening? It could be just sheer coincidence, folks. We will never know, but it just seems real interesting that two of the commentators that's been on these networks for years upon years, Mr. Lemon being 17 years with CNN, and Tucker Carlson for years with Fox, all of a sudden, well, all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, not at least for their HR department anyway, they're either parting ways or they are being terminated on the same exact day. I put that in there because that's just me being curious, George. What do you guys think? If it's a coincidence, or is there something else at play? Guys, of course, while you're watching, if you like the commentary that we're having so far, the discussion we're having so far, go ahead and like, comment, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And of course, we are here on the road to 1,000 subscribers. So, of course, join that road with me by becoming a subscriber yourself. Now, question number 3 that I have about this. What do you think is next for both of them? I personally think that one or both of them may end up starting their own show. They're both very prominent men in the news industry. They both have an audience. They're one of the highest watched on either of their channels. They listen, Mr. Lemon may actually pop up with his own YouTube channel and start doing commentary. You never know. And so may Mr. Tucker Carlson. Now, of course, they'll be on different topics, obviously, but only time will tell what will be in store for both of these men. At the end of the day, I do wish them all the best as far as their adventures are. I'm sure some of them may have been offered severance. I did see that Mr. Tucker Carlson got a very nice golden parachute as he left. I'm not sure if Mr. Lemon got the same type of. I think he was terminated, so I'm not sure if he got any money as he parted ways. That remains to be seen and heard on the news. Let's see here. Yeah, dark fairy tales, no coincidence for sure. There's always something brewing when it comes to just media in general, especially media on this level. CNN and Fox letting go or terminating some of both of them prominent people. I don't know if this is just a coincidence or if there's something else afoot that we don't know about just yet. But we'll keep going. I don't think it was a coincidence either. But I think both of them are going to be just fine if they decide to capitalize on the attention that they have brought to the news channels that they've worked for many years. They may decide to go out on their own. They may decide to maybe do some different things. You never know. It might be a career change. Both of their faces are known on opposite side of the political spectrum, so their possibilities can be endless at this point. Either one of those men, because either they parted ways or they were terminated, Mr. Lemon might have a harder time, maybe transitioning into another job that's similar. Number one, he's been with CNN for 17 years, and number two, the reason he got terminated was because of some internal issues with a protected class of women. Dark Fairy Tales that I predict Tucker will either go on his own way or join CNN. Really? That'll be interesting. Heard reports that several conservatives have bought ownership in CNN, which is currently up for sale. Wait a minute. Now that makes the conversation more interesting. I will be waiting with bated breath to see that. Dark Fairy Tales, that'll be an interesting turn of events. Wow. If that is true, If they've bought ownership, ownership is the name of the game. And if they bought ownership in CNN, we'll see. We shall see. If there's going to be some changes for sure if that's the case. So, what overall lessons can we learn? Exactly. Exactly. Dark Fairy Tales crazy. Game of Thrones. Listen, when it comes to a specific power structure and how things move, ownership and power is really what makes the game and definitely drives what happens next, so to speak. Because if you own it, then you can demand what you want or structure what you want. It all depends. But that is wow. That would be interesting to see Tucker Carlson on CNN. Listen, with bated breath, I wait to see it. It'll be interesting. I don't have a dog in this fight, but as far as either one of them, but it will be interesting to see. Now, my last question as far as this whole situation, what lessons can we learn, okay, from their terminations and the job market overall? Guys, number one, never, I would hope, with all of the attention these two men have garnered on television, on their newscasts, on their shows, on their political shows, that they have other types of income coming in. I would hope that they always had their resume ready, but of course, I don't think he, in by no stretch of the imagination, thought Don Lemon thought he'd have to, dust off that old resume after 17 years. But hey, anything is possible. If you don't own the company and if you're not running the show at any point in time, they can let you go. So, guys, this is a lesson for every last one of us to learn. There's nothing wrong with having a job, but know that that job can ultimately go away at any time, folks. Know that the job can go away anytime. So always either have a side hustle, have some investments that you can create your own golden parachute just in case the job doesn't give you one, like Mr. Tucker Carlson may have gotten. And you want to also make sure that you always have options, because one job, as you guys can see with these layoffs, or in this particular case, terminations at an all-time high, anything is possible, folks. Please be prepared. Please have your resumes ready. Please make sure you have multiple streams of income. Dark Fairy Tale says the workplace is toxic. I can't wait to escape. So many Karens and shady management types. Employees are also cutthroat. The unfortunate part about it is you're not lying about that, and multiple streams of income is always the way to go, folks. And if you're looking to make sure that you have all of your ducks in a row, whether it be your resume to be restructured, or you actually have been laid off already, or you've been terminated or been in the positions that these two men have been in, you want to make sure that you're ready for whatever is coming. You can go to mentorshelley.com/consultations. I'm more than happy to help you get that resume in gear, get it together, so that if you do need to jump ship or they've already kicked you off the boat, that you can find a way to survive and have your multiple streams of income. If you don't have a side hustle, please make sure you go to my good friend, the Solutionist Experience. She just launched a Starting Your Business course. Go to her channel at the Solutionist Experience. She has a course that maps from soup to nuts how to start your business now, even though you have a job. So you want to make sure that you have what you need to get ready. Multiple streams of income is the thing. So even though these men were highly known, were highly respected in their field, have been in their careers for 17 plus years, that does not mean they cannot get fired. That does not mean they cannot be discarded. That does not mean that the company can't say, we no longer need your services. Nobody is immune. So it is important to make sure that you guys are prepared for anything that's coming. If you don't own the company, you're not in control. So you want to make sure that you have multiple streams. And if you do not have multiple streams and you want to make sure that you have multiple streams, start to invest in yourself, number one, by making sure you have what you need and have your resumes ready, have your, have all of your ducks in a row, and have your portfolio ready to go, guys. Of course, if you like the commentary that we're discussing, I'm going to definitely do a follow-up because we want to see how this all fleshes out. Literally, 2 commentators, Don Lemon and Tucker Carlson, being terminated on the same day. Coincidence? I think not. But that's the conspiracy theorist in my head going crazy a little bit. But I want to also make sure that you guys have what you need, because the job market, what it is, it's not playing with anybody. I don't care how well you're known, how popular you are. If you're not in control of if you're not the one that's running the show, somebody can terminate your employment at any time. So I always want you to be prepared. And of course, if you have questions, and it's just general questions in regards to the job market, your resume, your, things of that nature, or you just have job market questions in general, you can go to mentorshelley.com/contact, where you can leave me a voicemail or an email message, and I am more than happy to return your voicemail or email within 24 hours, guys. And if you like the commentary that things that we're discussing today, definitely comment, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel and anywhere you are watching this right now. Guys, I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much, Dark Fairy Tales, for contributing to the live stream. And this is Mentor Shelley, wanting to make sure that you become a better version of yourself professionally, guys. You want to make sure that you're prepared for anything, because terminations abound, but being prepared also makes a huge difference. All right, guys, take care. You have a good one. Bye.